Mr. Danny, you had a lot of traumas, right?
Yeah, a lot of recent trauma this last year, especially with COVID. I'm managing some of the most deadliest COVID hospitals around the country from March 2020 to April 2021.
So you were a nurse, right?
Emergency room nurse, ended up in a hospital management position
Oh, God bless you, man.
in New York.
And what happened? You told me that you had a lot of trauma from it. Then you get really
We were
thank.
choosing who lives and dies. There was a lot of what I call intentional genocide. We were putting COVID negative patients in the same room as COVID positive patients. We started banning 65-year-old FDA approved drugs that were starting to work. We were ventilating people early when they were still sat in their mid 80s for a higher insurance reimbursement. It all became very, very political at the
Yes.
expense of the lives of the disenfortunate. And us in the trenches were the ones with the battle scars, watching some people lay in their own excrement and urine for 3 to 4 days on end, dying with our cell phones, the nurses' cell phones on the patient's chest, talking to their family.
Oh my God. I mean, this is
So,
trauma. I'm so sorry to hear that from the life and death, basically.
yeah, serving as God, which no human should ever do.
You said you had some traumas or concussions and all that.
Yeah, I was a high impact athlete. But every time I stepped on the football field, I got a concussion. I'd say throughout my youth.
Is that the one that you just go and head to head, boom?
Pretty much, man. I was a running back and a middle linebacker, and you lead with your helmet going through the line each way.
And you did another sport, you told me.
Yeah, ice hockey. There wasn't many as concussions there as football, but definitely high impact.
Besides, I know that you get rid of your traumas, but
Yeah, the traumas got fixed, but the traumas and the lack of attention, I guess, to the traumas or bearing the traumas brought out some addictive qualities in my personality over time, and I've become extremely addictive to tobacco and alcohol. And after the traumas of 2020, those addictions really accelerated. So, um, three main goals of mine coming here were to rid myself of tobacco and alcohol addiction and also gain a brighter perspective of moving forward in a world that we see today where government's making decisions on our healthcare, of where we can go, of how we can go, of who we can see, of how many people that we can be around at a certain point in time. I really need to be smart about what's going on in the world and make the best decisions for myself and my young family so we can still enjoy this beautiful world. And being here with
yeah.
you and Ibogaine has given me a lot of self-confidence that there's a whole nother inner world. I've learned to find joy and peace in that.
I'm trying to really insert for people to understand. This is perception, not psychedelic.
The perception for me was no matter what is going on in the outside world, you still are your own temple. You still can control that temple, what comes in it, what comes out of it, and how you
Did,
participate in a
can I ask you
situation.
this? Did you find the truth?
I found my own personal truth.
Okay.
I began to fix some things in my mind and in my body. I could feel the medicine work on a lot of my musculoskeletal injuries as well. So
You did. It did help you with that.
oh yeah, I felt warmth. I felt relief and chronic pain I've had for decades. Um, I got to conquer my inner demons. I got to meet my inner angels. Uh,
You told me something very interesting that you had this like demons coming toward you, right?
yeah, at one
Yeah.
point in time, I was ready. I came here to confront my demons and I welcomed them to the table. And they came in many shapes and forms and sizes. And I remember the first one that came. It started opened up its mouth, it turned into a serpent, and it started spewing blackness into my soul, into my mouth. And I returned and I offered this creature my heart. I said, I'm full of love. I see your presence, but you cannot harm me. And I just shined on my love light. And all of a sudden I had this purple vision that just vanquished this creature off into the midst, like an image disappearing in the clouds. And then all of a sudden, this vortex opened up in the sky above me, and all these other demons and creatures started coming down after me. and it was really cool. It developed like a superhero power my 7-year-old would use on a video game, and
So you really had a battle
I had
during
like
your
this purple
treatment,
vision. It's like zoom, 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 and all these
like those like the video games.
exactly. And then all of a sudden, this whole vortex of demons just turned into a bright purple beam of light. All the blackness went away, and the clouds
Wow.
cleared, and I could see the white light again, and felt peace and inner strength.
And you fought the dark,
Mm.
and you won.
And then I found the light at the end. I didn't tell you about my last experience. It was very healing. The first one was a lot of battles and confrontation.
And that was the first one, with the
first
demons and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
The second one?
The second one of my most powerful experiences is I was just trying to come into my own being again, love every cell in my body, find self-love. You know, self-love is the root of all love. If we can't love ourselves, how can we truly love other people around us and love the world around us? And as I'm kind of going through this mentally, out comes this large, white, feminine figure, and she stands at the side of my bed. Out comes another large, white, feminine figure right next to her. In the end, there's about 15 of these large, white, feminine figures all standing around me.
Wow.
They have their arms around their navels. All of a sudden, when they're all in position, they start waving their hands around me with all this swirling white light. And after a few moments, they put their hands down on me on the bed, and they say, "You are loved. You have been healed."
Wow.
And
You know what? You're a
and
great guy. You're
they turned,
big soul.
They turned and they rolled, and they just appeared like another image in the cloud.
I hope to God, when I treat someone, anybody, that they are positive and open heart like you, because that's what makes me makes me go and do it again and again. Because I see somebody like you, and you give me hope, and you give me the strength and will to continue doing this.
If I had any wish for the world, it would be for everybody to have that feeling of being healed and loved.